And we're go. Very good. Guys, welcome to the second episode of the Loaded Wagon. Welcome back. If you listened to the first one, or if you're here for the first time, we're glad to see you. I am with my man today, Mr. Robert Tasselmyer. Welcome, Robert.
Good morning. How's everybody?
Doing well. Hey, we just got here. We just got to talking. I guess I owe you an apology. He gonna come in and blast me first thing. Go ahead, brother. Tell your end of it.
No, I wouldn't say I blasted you. I was just, sitting around. I saw the podcast come up online, and I didn't get the call. I didn't get the call to be the first person on. I mean, I understand Ricky's been around a little bit longer and been friends longer, but it hurt me a little bit.
Well, I did not mean to hurt you, my man. You were definitely second on the list for sure. And of course, with Ricky, we got the namesake. But then for my second guest, honestly, I was thinking, I said, well, who do I need to get on here? And I was like, well, who have I had the most near-death experiences with? And brother, your name came to the top very quick, and you won by landslide.
That looks dumb. Let's do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think our mantra for the longest time was safety third. Is that correct? Safety third. So yeah, that's where we're at today.
But did you die?
Yeah, but did you die? How many times? Yeah,
too many.
Pretty close on several occasions.
Yeah.
So brother, you were voted second by far margin. So just want to let you know that.
All right. Well, I'm here now.
Very good. So before we get started, man, just kind of how's it been going? How's life these days? What's up?
Life's off the chain. Kids going to college. I know you're already doing some of that.
Yeah. Moving
away, going to the hometown we all moved from. So a little bit backstory. I'm a New Yorker. I've got a little Eastern blood in me, even though I was born out in Colorado. Bounced around the country, ended up in this awesome state of Virginia, Southwest Virginia, and just living the dream. Got a family, 5 people, running around, having a good time, just kids doing everything all the time. And and then, running a job, running a business.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Yeah. The self-employment stuff, you've been doing that for quite a while now. I was actually on the front lines of that when it all first came down the pipe. For you guys that are unaware, Phoenix Graphics, Robert Tasselmyer is the owner, CEO.
Yeah, just head honcho.
Head honcho,
yeah, right, yeah.
The big cheese.
The buck stops with me, starts and stops with me.
Very good. So, Phoenix Graphics, but we'll talk just a little bit more about that in just a little bit. He'll get we'll plug that towards the end.
Yeah, I gotta thank Travis Haynes for that. I knew him back when I was working over at Guardian doing a big glass manufacturing stuff, and he went out on business on his own, made it look easy, and it's not. It's not. So,
dude, you've been looking at my notes, because that was what Travis Haynes is at the top of my list, Travis and Bonnie, because that is who first introduced us.
Yeah,
it was through Travis, and I owe Travis and Bonnie, Travis has been in my corner for many years, and he's helped both of us exponentially throughout the
So he had some credit built up, and then he knocked it down.
Yeah,
he introduced us.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to talk about the moment that they decided that they hated that we ever got together. It was 6 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
In their place. Okay, so Travis and Bonnie lived downtown with their family, and this is when we were working out pretty heavy. The ninja stuff, the ninja Spartan stuff, or obstacle course racing,
Extreme
had gotten started with Galax Extreme Fitness, and so Robert's going to build some stuff. It's cool. So we get a salmon ladder built. We get some other projects, and we're putting it in. Now they live in the upstairs loft apartment of this thing. And they had offered us the downstairs so we could play our games, do whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we get to building stuff, and so Robert and I get the bright idea at about 5:30, 6 a.m. one morning.
Normal time to work out.
Yeah,
right.
Normal time to work out. But then we decide we need to install some more gadgets, and we start drilling on the underneath side, not thinking that they had kids asleep, and that was their morning routine, man. Yeah. We're drilling and hammering at 6 a.m. in the morning. We got a pretty good, we got talked at about that one.
Yeah. No more construction
before hours. That was the moment today. Was like, gosh, what have we done hooking these two up? Yeah. But thank you guys for that first meeting, and it has been downhill ever
since. And downhill. We carry bags uphill and roll downhill. That's how that works.
And the other thing I want to add with Robert, and the reason we've done a lot of stuff together throughout the years. Rick and Robert do stuff. We even did some YouTube stuff.
Yeah, check us out on YouTube.
Check us out on YouTube. Yeah,
two
link
episodes.
Down below.
Just two.
Two big episodes. It was during the COVID thing. We were bored. It was what we did. with that being said, I was at a point in life, if we're blessed enough to be on this rock for any kind of length of time, we'll run through a time, we'll string a bunch of good days together, and then we'll have some times where we string a bunch of bad days together.
Yep.
Well, at the point that Robert come into my life, I'd strung some bad days together for quite a bit. And so, but I was starting to get into the health and fitness journey, just trying to, keep my mind right, this, that, and the other. And so Robert is introduced to me, and I have found somebody I have met my match, okay? Somebody just as wild and crazy and had the crazy ideas that I had, and away we went. And away we went.
There was a little bit of that, yeah. It's like, okay, you can do that? Let me see if I can do it a little bit harder or a little bit better or whatever. And we just back and forth. It was.
So do you remember what year you got into Galax?
It was around 2013, 2012, 2013. I'm thinking it's about 14 years ago I moved into this area.
Okay. And it was what, like 6 months, maybe a year before we met, or was it that long?
Yeah, I got here in the beginning of the year. It was right after January. I started working right away, and about 6 months later, met up with this Rick Wisenhunt gentleman, and we got talked into doing a mud run and doing some stuff like that, and say, okay, we'll do a little fun run. It was a good thing, and there was a group of people going, having a good time, and yeah, I've run in the woods, but not on purpose, like for mud and all this other stuff, and the obstacle part of it, it's all about it. That was just awesome. I was hooked right from then and there, and of course then I had to start dragging somebody around too.
It was actually a good time. We were at a mud run down in Greenville, South Carolina, I believe it was. We took a crowd with us, and shout out there was 12, 15.
It was a group.
If you were with that group, shout out to you guys for going with us. And I'd start naming names, but we'd be here. There was a bunch.
It was.
But we had a good time. But that was our first outing, and then shortly after that's when the bug hit, and we started doing all kinds of stuff.
Yep, Tough Mudder. I think your birthday was a celebration, and we ended up doing a Tough Mudder on your birthday.
That was it. It was my 35th birthday, and it was shortly there. And I guess we'd been together probably about a year. Well, I guess about a year, maybe not
around
quite.
there. Yeah,
about a year. And so we go to the Tough Mudder in West Virginia, and that was one of our first moments of near death experiences.
Yeah, that was a wild experience. Very cold. Safety blankets came out. It was rough.
Yeah,
that was a rough one. I think we actually ended up volunteering for one. Either that one or shortly thereafter, and we were coaching people on, just being idiots as we normally are. And that was just hooked us right away.
Absolutely. I remember it was about a half a mile walk into the mountains of West Virginia.
Downhill. So
yeah, downhill going out.
Yeah.
All right. And for you guys who are not familiar, Tough Mudder races at this point in time, they've changed quite a bit over the years.
Yep.
But at this point in time, it was one size fits all. It was like a 12-miler, and they had all these crazy obstacles.
That's the OG race.
That was the OG race, and there was a lot of carnage at this particular event that we were at. And I remember getting up, and that was my first introduction to the FEMA blanket. You remember the silver blanket?
Mylar,
yeah. We were up on the side of a hill, and it was gusting wind, and we had
people dropping around us. It was, you had to be in a plunge. There was lines for all of the obstacles. They hadn't ironed up out all the bugs, and there was so much popularity to these races at that time. One of the obstacles was to go through this pond and climb a net at the other end. And I still remember we were helping people over, but you get up on the net after being drenched, and the wind is blowing through you, and you're just sitting there shaking. Everybody's shaking. And you're like, just go. Oh, it was terrible.
It was awful, dude. And I remember that girl in front of you straight froze on this rope ladder, dude.
Yeah.
And I remember being behind you, and I was like, oh, what are we going to do? And I remember you just grabbing that chick, man. And just basically, she froze from fear. And it was time. And he literally took this chick's leg and just basically tossed her over to her buddies on the other side to catch her.
Not to her death.
No.
There was a safety factor involved there.
Yeah, and by that safety factor, I think it was, you got her? You got her?
You got her.
And then we just chucked her over that net.
That's still, even the end of that race was, after we had finished and you do bag pickups, probably the funniest event that I had been a part of, and unfortunately it was on me, is when you do these kind of things, you're pushing yourself to the limit and then above and beyond, and not really drinking enough water, being too cold. So we get there, and I'd been fine the whole race. Nothing really blew up. I mean, stuff was sore. And I go around, I don't know how I pivoted, picked up my bag, and my calf locked up. And Rick looked over, said, "Ah!"
We were across the table about the size of this one here. And he's standing over there, and then all of a sudden I hear, "Oh!" Wow. And he hits the ground, and he has disappeared under the table. So at this point, I'm cramped up to the point that I can't hardly move. And so I have to hobble around that table and then to try to reach down and try to get and I grab his foot to try to unlock his calf. And I seize up. So here I am. I'm trying not to die, and I'm trying to help him. But yeah, it was one of the funniest things I've ever witnessed in my, Robert, big, tough dude. Just fell out, man.
Legs straight up. I mean, it was cartoonish.
It was very cartoonish, and but we survived and advanced that one.
We did, yeah. Did it again 10 years later.
Absolutely, we talked to another one of our buddies into that with us, Mr. Chris Blackburn. Happy birthday to Chris! Just has celebrated one.
Just celebrate,
and appreciate you going along for the ride on that one too. That was a fun trip. Tough Mudder. We went to Florida.
That was Florida. Yeah, we made a better decision that time.
Very much.
Not to go north. We went south.
Before we started filming, we were talking about lessons learned. That was definitely a lesson learned. We're not going north for any of these more, Jack. We're going south. So
yeah.
So we celebrated. It was our 10-year
anniversary.
10-year anniversary of it. So yeah, and
still as terrible as you remembered.
Oh yeah,
another whole fun experience. Just getting electroshock. Always good times.
Yeah. The near-death experiences there the shock was pretty good, but the one that's got the cage and you have to go under the water, and like we're going back and we're flying through that thing, and I'm
3 inches of hair.
Can't see anything, and I'm thinking I've got my breath held up till we get to the other end of this unit. They test you.
That
was a moment of truth. So this is a shout out to the Tough Mudders, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
That's it.
We've probably got an anniversary rolling around here sometime soon, so we may have to hit it again.
It's tough. 35, 45. Next will be 55. Woo! Okay. All right.
Is this
that sounds like snack, crackle, and pop.
Yeah,
I don't know if you heard that on the microphone.
Yeah, Eugene started laughing at us with that one. So that's another thing that we got to, as we move forward, Rob, we need to plan accordingly. Have you got any plans to do anything this coming up year? I know that you've been chasing the family and stuff last little bit.
So the family's keeping me real busy, and I'm enjoying that part of the whole experience. I was hard and heavy into doing the Spartan races, starting to perform pretty good there, and it's just a competition or a sport that you really have to either have someone backing you with a bunch of cash or have some sort of sponsorship. I love to do it, and I love to cheer people on even after I'm done doing it. I mean, a lot of people see me. I've carried bags for people all over those races. I've cleared races before. It's a blast. This year, I haven't put anything on the calendar. Okay. I didn't put anything on the calendar last year either. And one of the big reasons is, and this is what I keep telling myself, for one strange reason or another, when men especially turn 40, they feel like they have to prove something that they still have their 25-year-old spirit inside of them. So the 40 to 49 range in races.
Hold on.
This is hot take, Robert.
This is hot take, Robert. He's already stealing my thunder, guys. I love it. That's why we do this stuff. All right, Robert, proceed. So we got the 40 to 49.
That 40 to 49 gentlemen, that age bracket, they're bonkers. They just want to go all out there. I was there. I mean, I was doing it. But at the same time, now I'm on the upper end of that spectrum, pretty much as far up on that spectrum as I can go. So I was thinking I might.
He's pegging the meter, guys. He's pegging the meter.
I might make it to the 50 to 59, and hopefully they'll drop off some, and I can get back into the racing. But I just get out there and run. Basically, we were doing a bunch of group runs. We had the Wednesday night run.
Yes,
we did beer belly running. We did for many years. Started that up when we were doing the gym stuff. That's kind of fallen off, but I do enjoy doing the solo running again. I actually enjoy getting out there and just running, pushing myself and seeing what's going on, as opposed to having a group of people, which is also awesome. And I kind of miss that aspect, that camaraderie that we had built up. Yeah. So,
and we did. We had a great Wednesday night group, and folks were coming through. And shout out to you guys if you came through. We had some.
Miss you.
Yeah, miss you. We had several local folks, I should say, and then we also had some folks from out of town as well. Then we had some one-offers, some folks that would come in and that would check in from. They'd be from Florida, from other places, coming to check in the Galaxy scene. Yeah, absolutely. And so, we've made a lot of friends through that stuff over the years, for sure. Yeah, and and to go back, it all kind of stemmed out of the Gay Like Extreme Fitness stuff.
Oh yeah.
Which was something that we got into. Like I said, we started building that stuff, and then it just kind of took it took a mind of its own, man. It really did. And
yeah, so I guess the ultimate goal, the ultimate starting point for us was just to be active and doing the obstacle stuff. I know you were actually started getting into the obstacle warrior, ninja warrior stuff. Yep. And we're getting really into that. So we kind of branched off and said, we'll do salmon ladders. We'll do some crazy stuff here and see what's going on. We had the wall full of all the exercise routines that were kind of strange. And we do them from time to time. We easy peasy.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we had weird names, but they were so hard. So hard.
So I went back into my camera roll, and I'll see if I can share some with Rick of the old workouts that we used to do.
Yeah.
So that kind of stemmed from, just the love of exercise, the love of racing, and saying, how can we get more people involved in the community to exercise, have a good time, and just be healthy and have fun doing it. Most of the times, I've been a gym rat for too long. But going and lifting heavy weights and picking stuff up, putting it down, it's great. It's good to keep yourself moving, but it's not as fun as, a burpee. I enjoy a burpee. I love it. That's I
have to agree to disagree there, Rob.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that do not like burpees. I enjoy them because they do test you, and they're just an excellent exercise.
And that reminds me, I think you did 100 burpees a day for a 100-day challenge.
Yeah, I did.
And I remember we would be working out down at the Gay Like Extreme Fitness, and Rob would come in, and he would have like 15 minutes. I got to get these burpees in. And he'd crush them in like 7 or 8 minutes, and then he'd be like, see ya, and he'd just run out the door. It's like the craziest thing ever.
Yeah. Now, when I get I'm like a dog with a bone. If I get something in my head that I have to get it done, I got to do it. I think when I turned 40, I decided I was going to run a 5K every day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I ended up running about averaging a 6K a day. There was a couple of days I got sick and this and that and the other, but it would be 11:30 at night, and I'd be like, oh, I haven't run yet. I'd put my stuff on, run out the door close to midnight. It's like, I got to get it in today, so it's not on tomorrow.
And I know that we're a lot about slogans and stuff on this. Loaded Wagon, riding on the tongue. What he is describing is we refer to it as going full Tasselmyer. That has been
that's gone around a little bit.
Yeah, that's if you've ever experienced the full Tasselmyer, baby, it's a good time. And that was the thing about it. And for you guys that are joining us, you may know Robert in community by himself. You may know Rick in the community by himself. But when you get Rick and Robert together, things happen. And so yeah, full Tasselmyer. He's pushed me to my limits on many occasions.
Yeah, I can still remember setting up tents and stuff, and Rick would be there assisting, and then realizing he's just got to step back and do as he's told, because there's a certain way I'm going to do it, and if you're not doing it that way, you got to get it. Yeah. So I went full Tasselmyer on him several times, and
that was right at the beginning. And you're talking about the tents, where you were going around doing some of these festivals and stuff, because Phoenix Graphics actually got started as basically making cornhole boards, and then you got into making the graphics for the cornhole boards, and then it kind of snowballed from there. Is that right?
You're right on it, man. Yeah, I did a lot of IT work for my previous life, and I didn't want to do any more computer stuff as soon as I got home. So I figured I'd do something different. I started making cornhole boards because a friend of mine said, hey, try out this new thing. And then he showed me how to build one. And then I started building them, and I started building more and more. And I got kind of fed up with not being able to get what I wanted from eBay or wherever I was buying it from.
Oh, okay.
And getting the wrong stuff in. So I bought a little vinyl cutter. And then from there, I bought out another company that was in town that had a bunch of vinyl cutting machines and printers. And it just snowballed from there. Once I started that stuff, I did that for 5 years before I actually decided to take that out and do it on my own. Yeah. So it was interesting. But
And how many places the business? How many places has it been now? Or physical places.
So it started out, of course, in the garage or basement of my house, and did that. Actually, it's been in 2 different houses, 2 different basements, and then it's been 3 places downtown. So I've moved from a little tiny, almost 2-bedroom apartment style place where I could just barely fit a screen print machine in one room and then a printer in another, and it was all segmented, to a much larger space on downtown, right on Main Street. Okay. And all this stuff wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the small community that I live in.
Yeah.
They actually had a business incubator program several years ago. I believe your wife filled some of that stuff out
Yes,
for
yes,
Gay
yes,
Extreme
yes.
Fitness.
Yes, we
and
did
we
that
had
stuff.
there was a contest, and you had to build a business plan. You had to show your 10-year plan and all this other stuff. You had to put a presentation together. I'm not really the best speaking to a group of people that I don't know. People that I do know, Eugene and Rick and this stuff, I'm definitely more comfortable. Went through that stuff, you know, completely ears beating, my head's, you know, heart's beating in my head. I'm like,
I was there that night. He's not lying.
It's a sad state. So
you did great though.
but I did all right. I ended up getting a little bit of grant money from that. And one of the stipulations is you start a business, you move it downtown. So that got me my foot in the door downtown.
Okay.
Realized I loved the small town aspect. Even though I grew up in upstate New York, I grew up in a town of 6,500 people, surrounded by farm country, surrounded by cows, you know, plenty of woods around to play. And I played in the woods more than I was inside the house during the summertime. Right. And of course, that's Gen X. That's just us.
Yes,
which is how we do.
Yeah.
So I bounced around downtown. I had a place on the corner of Jefferson and Grayson.
Yep.
And I had a little tiny place there. Then I moved over to Main Street, where I had a much larger space, and I was able to make it my own. It was basically an empty room at the time, able to expand out there. Things changed where I realized, because I'm a graphic shop, because I do more custom work, I don't carry a lot of inventory.
Right.
I don't care. I do everything one-off, and I don't keep stuff for sale up front. So the reason for me to have a storefront up front would be for visibility, but not for people walking in.
Gotcha.
So it kind of worked out where I moved around the corner. Now I'm right down the hill from nice old Rex Theater.
The Rex Theater in downtown Gay Lakes, Virginia.
Just got remodeled. It's going to be a sight to see. They're putting in awesome sound equipment. But I'm right down there, and the space that I have now is bigger.
Okay.
It's got more room, and you know, I've grown into it already. It's like I have room to lay out, 25 foot. I've worked on banners for billboards, 20 by 12 foot long, produce those things in house. So it's like, holy moly.
So,
never would have thought.
Yeah,
Never
I know.
would've.
And it's just crazy to me because you went full Tasselmyer on the business for sure. Because the bigger spaces and then the bigger machines and then the bigger projects.
Yep.
And you went from, and it just goes to show, even in a small town like Gay Lakes, you can go from just a I don't want to say small idea, but just something simple, just a simple idea, and it can boom and blossom. So kudos to you, brother.
The thing that I would say to people who are thinking about starting a business,
Robert's TED Talk. Here we go.
It is. It's TED Talk in it right now. This is a real life coming in hot.
I thought we stole that. No copyright inside. Eugene, fix it, Eugene.
Change it in post. Are you in 4K right now?
Yeah, I hope so.
But what I would say is, I have a business that I'm very proud of right now. I'm happy with the community I'm able to help and the people that come in the door, giving them what they saw in their mind. That makes me really happy. If I had tomorrow to do it again, or to say, I want to start this business, it's overwhelming whenever you're trying to think about that stuff. Knowing that it happened organically and you're like, you know what? I know this is the next step I need to take. This is the next step I have. You take small steps. I mean, I've been doing it 10, 12 years now. It's a full-fledged business. That's what it is. You take small steps towards any goal you want, set that goal, you'll get it. You'll be there.
Good deal.
There you go. I'm out.
Is that a mic drop time right there? I don't know.
I don't want to touch. I don't. This mic's too nice to drop. Too nice to drop.
Don't drop it. Don't drop this one, Rob. Don't drop this one. But no, kudos to you, man. And with all that being said, let's jump back in. If you don't mind, we'll jump back into the family life a little bit and see how you've built this business, but you've also surrounded that with keeping up with the 3 kids and all that stuff. And you're telling me that you've got the one going off to college and all this thing. Is she going back to New York?
She's moving back to New York. So
is this an official thing, or
she's officially a Vassar student? She is part of a class of 635 students out of the 10,000 applicants. And you do a little bit of math, that's a 6% acceptance rate, and she's one of them.
Wow.
So yeah, super proud. I'm gonna tear up a little bit right now. But the one thing that makes me angry, and more upset than anything, I grew up in a town 15 minutes outside of Poughkeepsie, New York, which is where Vassar is.
Okay.
I came from Pleasant Valley, New York. Spent 18 years there. Decided it was time to moved around the country, traveled to Yellowstone, Colorado. It was just see the country.
Absolutely.
Loved it. My parents still lived up there. My sister lived there. Now everybody lives here in Galax, which I love having family around. Yeah. But my daughter's moving to the town where we all just moved from. So, kind of, what's going on here? My mother, little backstory, she did work at Vassar College for a better part of her career.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she was a secretary for the psychology department. For the professors and the students coming in. So,
shout out to Sue.
Yep. She's done a lot of stuff there, good stuff there. And I think the mentioning of Vassar College to my daughter, even though she has the ability to, Radford wanted her, VT wanted her.
Yeah.
I mean, all the schools, I can't believe how many things I had to burn in the fireplace because every college was sending these things in here. I have to tout on
high demand.
I got to tout on my daughter. She goes to Gov school. She plays in the marching band. She does winter guard. I mean, all my kids are excelling, and I'm just so proud of her, how much she's achieved and the drive that she has. She didn't get it from me. Maybe she's going full Tasselmyer on life because
she went full Tasselmyer to Vassar.
Because for me, I didn't have that same drive in school. It was like, let's get done and get out.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right. Well, it sounds like she's doing fantastic. Now, with that being said, I know that you've been playing the band dad for the last little bit. Tell me a little bit about
traveling around both daughters. I have 2 daughters, Brianna, Naima, and I have a younger son, Derek, who's 10 right now, and he's a ball of energy. If you know him, you know.
Has he still got the good hair?
He's still got the good hair.
He's got a head of hair, dog. I'm telling you.
He's got to have it for me. That's the thing.
I wasn't going to say it, but yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it.
So the band dad thing is real fun. It's nice to see behind the scenes how much time and effort they put into the performance they have, the coordination, the music, it's just the drive these kids have to perform and to play well and to do it while also marching around the field and looking good doing it, wearing massive costume or uniforms that they wear. It's something to see. So traveling around with them is always a blessing for us. So
that's cool. And this actually swings back to something we talked about in the last podcast with Ricky. Of course, you know Ricky and all that. And we were talking about the kids these days and the battles that they're facing and the things that they're up against and how I would have never survived it. Do you think you would have survived in today's?
No.
He asked knowing the answer.
N to the O.
So it's kudos to these guys.
Yeah, no, they've overcome a lot of stuff. The fact that the internet wasn't a thing when we were growing up, the fact that there was no device that you could walk around with and get the answers or be sucked in with, if it's an app or your drawing or text message, all those things didn't exist. I think I heard something or read something recently. Take it with a grain of salt because everything appears a little foggy at times. They're saying that the Gen X generation grew up with knowing both no technology and all technology.
Just for the record, is that us? Are we the Gen X?
I think we're there.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
It's like 76 or 75 to 80 something.
Okay, so that is us.
So we
make a note if you're part of that Gen X crowd.
Yeah.
Let us know.
So we grew up with street lights, being called in by our mother. I mean, just being within earshot is fine. Nowadays, if we're not tracking them on some sort of tracking app and knowing where they are at every second of the day, we feel there's an anxiety. For them growing up and having that device in front of them all the time, and we held off with it with our 2 daughters as long as possible. Derek still doesn't have one, though he does get a lot of time on the screen.
Gotcha.
Knowing that they have to also navigate life while being drawn to this thing that's in front of them is that they're doing way better than I can. And yeah, it's something we still have to reiterate into their head that, hey, listen, you've got an outdoor life. You know, you can step outside the door and leave the phone behind. We did actually have in this small town, there was I think a transformer blew up in a neighboring city. And it took out the Verizon signal. It took out Comcast. It took out Brightspeed, which are all our internet providers, all our ways to communicate with the outside world.
It shut the phone down.
Basically shut everything down for, it was almost a weekend. It was like 2 days. That night when I went to bed and there was no devices on, there was nobody watching anything on TV, I was like, I want more of this. Can I get more of this? That felt good because we all sat down. We were able to talk with each other, even if there's teenage stuff and everybody's snipping at each other. It's still they're talking to us instead of on the phone. So that was really nice. I said, can we do this once a weekend or something? But yeah, that fell pretty heavy.
I was going to ask if that stuck.
None of that stuck. Though I did talk about doing some camping, getting out in the woods. Kids aren't much for hiking or just walking for no purpose. So
there has to be a means.
There's got to be a means to the end. They've got to be like, I'm walking this mall. I'll do that, or I'm going to go to the museum, but not just out in the woods for fun. So
okay, all right. Oh, well, yeah, and I understand them not wanting to go out in the woods with you. 100%. So I'm gonna bring this back. I'm gonna bring this back because I've got to tell one of the stories of the Grayson Highlands races.
Yeah.
There's all shapes and sizes of these things. What was the 50K?
Now there are. Yeah.
Okay.
It used to be. I think he had just one size fits all. It might have been just a 13-mile race that he did originally.
Okay.
I don't know. He may have a ton. This is an old rum bum race. It still goes on to this day.
Yep.
Though they opened it up, they have a 10K and a 25 and a 50K that they put out there. Okay. It's basically running through the most beautiful country.
Great.
Not flat, but very beautiful. All single track, and then you run by ponies at some points. I mean, that is one of the, and it's close. I mean, it's 45 minutes away, and we could do something like that, which is awesome. Definitely enjoyable.
Yeah, I was going to say, if folks, if you get the opportunity to check out Grayson Highlands in the southwest corner of Virginia,
absolutely, any of the state parks. So
it is a beautiful place.
That was one thing that Phoenix Graphics did provide me. Is that at one point in time I had a contract with the state parks.
Okay,
and I was able to travel to all but 2 of Virginia state parks and do installations on each one of them. Ooh. Staying in cabins in each one and having, running in each state park. I mean, I have a stack of, 3 inches thick of all the flyers of all the trail maps that I've collected.
Coolest thing that you saw while you were in your park travels?
The coolest thing I saw, every park has its own little bit of beauty. I mean, they've got gorges, we've got beachfront, we've got stuff right on the border. Holy mackerel. I mean, honestly,
put him on the spot here. I like
this. You did. There is a cabin in, oh no, I won't remember the name of that state park. They haven't quite opened it up to the public. The backstory is...
So you were VIP?
Yeah, it was kind of VIP.
VIP, yeah, nice.
If you're just listening, you missed it. But so the backstory is the state park bordered on a bunch of private land.
Okay.
The private land was owned by this doctor who built a cabin in the woods, a 2-bedroom cabin in the woods that was custom carved head to toe. I mean, it had a totem pole in the center support structure was like a mountain scene with a bear and
that is pretty wicked.
Wolves, and there was just little accents to this building. Gorgeous, absolutely amazing. Nobody around for at least a mile in every direction. You had to drive in. I had to drive to the installation. That by far was one of the best experiences because you're there. Of course, the first time I was there, I think my vehicle broke down. I had to repair it in the driveway with parts I didn't have. Second time is like, okay, well, I'm here for work and it's just a quick stay. I always had a good time there. It's just staying in all the little cabins, all the little nooks and cranny cabins that they have through the state park system that we have.
Right.
Just unbelievable. I mean,
and you had a unique perspective from that, being able to go. I mean, I know it was a job thing, but being able to hit all those little places.
Yeah, no, I would make it a weekend trip because I would be able to I was hitting 3 to 4 state parks a weekend. Wow. So I would stay in 2 and visit other ones in the area. So I'd have to plan my weekend. Okay, so I'm going to hit this one, do that install, crash at the next park, wake up, do an install, do another install, crash, do another one after. And did that for better part of 6 months.
Wow.
I mean,
that's a cool way to see the state. I'm not going to lie.
After first couple installs, the wife got a little bit jealous.
Oh, yeah.
And said, we got to start all going. I said, okay, come on. I took my father on several of the trips. I know the wife went with me on several, and just seeing the state parks is just amazing. Of course, you're there doing work. I mean, it wasn't easy.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was all on remote location, so I had to bring everything in and take it all out. But at the same time, we were all the way from Virginia Beach to Bristol area. I mean, there's state parks all through there. So that was really, really exciting. That was really fun.
And I guess I knew I had an inkling that you were doing something to that effect, but I didn't realize to what scope it was going.
Yeah.
And so that you were planning these weekends like for 6 months. I mean, that's I can
thing.
see the stress part of it from the work, but however, the being able to participate in something, there's a lot of folks that would really. I'm not gonna lie, that just sounds like a good time.
It was, yeah. I definitely business pleasured at the same time. I was tackling that from both sides and made it a good time. I mean, I was doing a lot of running at the time, so it just made sense. Hey, I'm going to put miles in every state park, and so I ended up doing that. Except, like I said, 1 or 2 parks that were like their first. The closest to where they were producing the decals. So the state of Virginia actually owns a decal production facility for all the decals they have for all their state vehicles, but they didn't have an installer.
So
that's where I stepped up. So I didn't provide the decals. I just went around and installed stuff. Stuff was waiting for me, and I did it.
That's a pretty good gig.
It was a really good gig.
Well, you've been working and parenting and doing all the things. I got to talk about the place on your shirt.
What's that?
Lake Sacandaga.
Lake Sacandaga. Yeah,
have we got a trip planned for this summer?
There is, yes.
Okay.
There's a big party going to happen right around the 4th of July.
Okay.
Celebrating the 250th year of this country.
Oh.
Because that's happening. So we've had some really good times up there. Backstory, it's a family place that we've had for about 36 years, 37 years.
And Lake Sacandaga is in New York. Give me, for folks that don't know, give me just a little perspective.
You gotta know. If you don't know.
If you don't know, you better call somebody.
Gonna learn today.
You're going to learn today.
So Lake Sacandaga is up in the Adirondack State Park in upstate New York. As the crow flies, it's about 5 hours away from New York City.
Okay.
Northwest. So you're going up the Hudson River and then heading west from there.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it is close to another pretty famous Lake George.
Okay.
That one is definitely got more popular faster than Lake Sacandaga, which was kind of the allure for the family, that it was more affordable to get something there. We had 3 of our family member unit groups who got together and bought this. My grandparents, my parents, and my aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
And had a cabin that was already there, a couple acres of land, and then across the street we had lakefront access. I grew up since '84. I think they had it. I've grown up going there every summer. Some weekends just traveling 2 hours, going north, staying the weekend at the lake, playing in the water, jet skis, catamarans. I mean, just it is basically turned into, through the years, a resort that you can go to. And you were one of the privileged people to go up there at one time, and you can probably attest to the resort-like nature.
I was very fortunate, very blessed, and we got to take you up on the invite there several summers ago now, and it's exactly what it is, like a resort. Especially another shout out to Sue when Mom was cooking. We didn't want for anything at all as far as food wise, and then all the toys, the boats, the jet skis, all the things. It was a good time. So this was we had several near-death experiences this particular week. I'll talk to one and then I'll speak to the other. The first one is, it was my first time. What was that board that you put me on?
The wakeboard?
The wakeboard, yeah. put me on a wakeboard behind a boat. That was a lot of lessons learned and a lot of lake water swallowed.
I was going to say, the level of the lake did go down after your session.
Yeah. There was a lot of thrashing about trying to get up on the wakeboard. For you guys who have tried it, you know how hard it can be for some, and it was that hard for me. But it was a good time. But I'm gonna tell you, I pulled off the wetsuit though.
The wetsuit, you did.
The wetsuit, I was winning. That's a lie. That was. But and you also, so if you weren't trying to drown me on the boat, you flipped me off the 4-wheeler. You remember that this is where this hat comes into play. This hat, even though it is a Grayson Highlands, it was a race that we did, but I had this hat on backwards, and it's pretty much, I think it saved me that afternoon.
There was a straight backflip off of the back of the 4-wheeler.
The straight backflip.
It's not the first time it's happened with me driving. I don't know if you could believe that or not.
So the weather was with the weather was coming in. If I remember correctly, I had to go down and we had to get the boat.
Yep.
Cover the boat up. We were covering the boat up, getting the whole thing, and so we saw the lightning was coming. Like it was lightning and thunder. This was
Yeah, you
bad
can watch
day.
it come across the lake. Really nice, but you don't want to be in it.
Yeah, a bad day was getting worse, and so we were trying to figure all this out. So we go get the boat, we get it squared away, hop on the four-wheeler. Man, we're rolling. So I've got my hat on backwards, and I'm on the back seat, and I'm riding this thing, and I've got my hands on the bars in the back. And at this time, I do have to add this. We were training pretty hard at the time, so I could hold on to stuff.
Yeah.
And so so we go up, and I think he's going to park the four-wheeler. Well, he decides he's not going to park the four-wheeler. He's going to goose it one more time, and he's going to pull it into the garage. So I have the bar like this, and I remember I let go of the bar because I thought we were done. We were done.
Mm-hmm.
You were not done. He gasses this thing, man. And about the time I just start feeling myself just fall slowly back off this four-wheeler.
Yeah. In my peripheral, I could see 2 feet going up my side of my ears. I'm like, what's happening?
And so I grabbed this thing and I'm rolling. I said, I'm going to be able to pull myself back up. About the time my neck hit the gravel lot and I started getting dragged, I said, I think it's probably time to let go. So I let go. And the funny part about it is when I did like a forward backwards barrel roll.
Right.
I don't even.
Oh yeah.
And I come back and by the time Robert gets stopped and look around, I'm on my feet.
Yeah. He just jumped off. I was like, okay.
Yeah, he just jumped off. He's fine. No, but I had done a triple axle something another off the back of that four-wheeler.
Yeah.
And if it hadn't been for that hat, my neck would have got drunk.
I'm very sorry for that. I apologize.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
That was just
Hold on until I tell you not to let go.
Yeah. Once again, lessons learned. Lessons learned. But good times at Sock and Dog, and shout out to you and everybody that went. We had a good time.
Absolutely. No, that is just a little resort. My mother is definitely a people pleaser when it comes to having guests over. She fully stocked the fridge, and every meal you'd hear a bell ring and you'd have to come eat. You just got used to it. After a couple of days, you start, where's that bell? And you hear the bell and you get hungry. I'm like, oh gosh, darn it.
Yeah, we got trained to listen to the bell.
The little Pavlov's dog thing going on.
Absolutely. We're so easy. We're so easy. So have you guys got plans to visit back this summer, or how's that going?
Yeah. So the 4th of July, they're going to be another week-long, hopefully more stay. Of course, as with the kids, they always have something. I think my daughter has a JMU camp happening on the 7th or 8th of July. And then there's something going on like the week and a half before that. So we've got like a week and a half where we can travel up there, enjoy, rest, relax, which is not really much of that usually going the whole time. You can relax if you want, but it's kind of frowned upon.
Yeah, there's too many toys.
There's a lot of stuff to do.
There's too many toys.
So, but yeah, no, we have plans to go and having a really good celebration. There was talk of my daughter, of course, she's graduating high school. Slow down, buddy, slow down.
Yeah, easy, Tiger.
So we've got plans, tentative plans that there were going to be a family member showing up there and that stuff, but we'll see. That's kind of all in flux on a graduation party happening there. So we'll see. Because I have a father's side of the family is Pennsylvania bound. They're all in Pennsylvania, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre kind of area.
Okay.
And then mother's from Poughkeepsie, Pleasant Valley, Poughkeepsie area. So, yep. So we got a lot of family up in that area. The fam's up there.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm glad that you're getting the opportunity to catch up with everybody. Yeah, this summer, yeah, especially with all that's happening and everybody's going to be around. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that for sure.
Well, you're always welcome to welcome. The invite's always open.
We will definitely take you. We can't let her get gone before hanging out.
It's going to have to happen again. Yeah, for sure.
That's wild, man. It's just we've been, and that's what's funny is we were joking earlier about you talking about Ricky being around longer, but when we hit it, man, we hit it hard.
Yep.
Like it came in, it was just
best friends, man.
Best friends forever. Tight. So to see, and I've been around for the kids growing up and stuff, and so to see all that is it moves me too, brother.
I'm not really enjoying it. I have got one of those little picture frame devices on my desk at work, and it shows me like 6 years ago pictures and 7 years ago. I'm like, they were little kids. What the heck is happening now? This is not good. When they're still nobody's taller than me, so I got that But Derek hasn't had his growth spurt yet, so
we've got to look out for him.
Yeah.
Well, if he doesn't make it, the hair's just
the hair might push him over the limit for sure. Absolutely.
And speaking of the time frames and stuff, if we can get, we'll get some pictures out and some video stuff of some of the things that we have done through years as far as the races and the contraptions we've built. I know there's a couple great pictures out there of when we built that salmon ladder that we woke Travis and Bonnie and family when we woke them up.
Yeah.
We've got some pictures of that stuff. Also, too, remember there was a zip line in the yard. There's video of riding the zip lines upside down. The slack lines. We had the balance stuff. We had the triangle in the yard.
Oh my gosh! For hours, we couldn't take more than 2 steps.
Yeah.
And now you hop on it and you're like, oh, what the heck? Oh, what the...
Built all the contraptions, did all the things. Yeah. So yeah, we hit it hard, and it was, man. I'm gonna tell you, it meant a lot for me coming through that, and we came out on the other side, everything looking good, and it supported us, it supported the families, and then it walked into like all of the people that we met.
We've had other endeavors in the meanwhile too.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
We've tried businesses all over the place. I mean, you got to try, and if you're not failing and learning, then you're not doing anything. That's it.
I agree 100%, but it has been a good time for sure. Let's see. It seems like, was there one more thing? I think no, similar. I believe we've got it all, brother. But and you've talked about it a little bit, and just give me one more plug for the Phoenix Graphics, for the business, for the things that you're doing. So, I mean, what I used to say is that if you had a logo and you wanted to put it on something, we can do it for you. I've got to pull back from that because I like toys. I collect toys. Now I've collected printing equipment and toys like that. I know Eugene can attest to that stuff. Once you have it, you're like, I could get another one. I could do this too and this too. So yeah, we do screen printing, business cards. We help with logo creation. You come in with an idea, we can help make it a reality. That's it. And we love dealing with small town people and just trying to, small town, big businesses. We've dealt with everybody. I was going to say,
but we just enjoy helping the community grow and get their vision out there.
And I want to give, and while we're here, I want to give the shout out to Eugene in the podcast booth. Appreciate the effort for today. And I know that you guys were chatting a little bit about the 3D printing stuff.
Yeah, so that was another little toy that, it was nice to have for a little. So yeah, you got 3D printers. Eugene's got an arsenal of them behind the wall here. It's definitely a fun thing. It's just, you print it and hopefully it works. Sometimes it's spaghetti's on you. Other times it works really well. And Derek enjoys all the little 3D prints.
I was going to say, everything that you've printed that I've seen has just been toys, man. You'll come over and like rattle lizards at me and all kind of like dinosaurs and alligators and all kinds of stuff.
I've used it for one job at Phoenix Graphics, which, checks the box for that machine to be. But yeah, little door pocket that I had to make for a door. So designed it, printed it, and made sure it fit. It was pretty neat to do. Yeah, but there's not many tasks that I have backed away from. It's a jack of all trades. That's a real thing. It may not be as much now, but I think the Gen X, if you couldn't do it, you figured out how you could, or someone you could talk to help you get it done. I'm a big Jeep guy. I've got a Jeep that I've had for many years, and I've replaced every piece and part on it. I've actually switched an engine out by myself over a weekend because I had to get the engine hoist, borrow it, and figure it out. Got it done. It's on the road to this day.
I love it. Yeah, that is definitely the full Tasselmyer.
That's it. 100%.
And this is where I was going to get you to say something into the camera. Any final thoughts? But
find your full Tasselmyer. Find something that drives you, and just go for it. That's it.
Find your full Tasselmyer. Man, I love that. I love it.
Tearing up over here. I'm loving it. It's good times.
Well, brother, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Absolutely.
And like he said, we've done some Rick and Robert videos back in the day a little bit. I think I've got some of those out. Try to find us there on the YouTube.
I just trimmed up my calluses there.
Just some dumb stuff, man. And good news is it's just going to keep coming. So I love it.
For sure.
I love it.
Love you, man.
Love you too, brother. Appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us on the Loaded Wagon. Once again, it was good to play catch up. We've got a lot of other stuff coming down the pipe. We've got some other guests in store, and things are happening, as my buddy Robert would say. Things are happening. I guess it's time to sign off this thing. Now, see, this is the part where I have to remember what I'm supposed to say. What is it? Life's great. Don't hate. If you love them, tell them. And just remember, we out here riding on the tongue. See you next time, guys.